A lot of schools are in financial difficulty in California, and that's a great story.
190 pounds from Illinois, Keith McCoy. From Illinois, Jacob Hayes.
Most of these wrestlers a little bit as strangers to each other. These are two guys that, as we said, know each other very, very well. Fourth time that Keith McCoy, who's in the blue singlet, and Jacob Hay, who is in the black and silver singlet, have met this year. McCoy won all three of those regular season matches.
Both wrestlers a little cautious right now, just feeling each other out. Although you wrestle your opponent, tried a nice throw by, went to an ankle pick, missed. Although they know each other well, they still have to get that feel, get it out of the way.
I need the 112-pound place winners to report, please, to the
Both these wrestlers also have excellent summer records. Keith McCoy placed in the Junior Nationals last year.
Have an
also
timeout.
a cadet national place winner. And now a little bit of blood on McCoy.
Gene Walsh, the official, actually had a little problem figuring out which kid was bleeding. They didn't even know.
What happens in a third meeting.
Both these wrestlers, as we said, have signed with the University of Illinois during the early signing period, and they're best friends off the mat. They're going to be roommates at Illinois. But the three matches they've had this year have all been all-out war, and a lot of points scored. These guys aren't afraid to mix it up with each other on the mat.
Special recognition to Brian McClumpy, head trainer of Duquesne University. They are all under the auspices of our event physician who has been our team doctor for 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say a great big thank you to Dr. Tom Martin and the medical staff.
Still a scoreless match. We got 1:15 left to go.
Hay with quite a bit of international style under his belt, freestyle and Greco, Greco being up top, so we may see a throw or two in here.
Both these guys were cadet All-Americans. Hay, a junior All-American last summer, and the first takedown to Keith McCoy on that double leg.
Nothing fancy there. Pummeled in, shot his double, got the takedown.
Those three matches that they wrestled this year were won by scores of 7-5, 14-6, and then 11-7 in the state finals. So a lot of points scored, even though these two guys know each other real well.
I'm imagining then, Ron, that they're basically on their feet most of the bout. Is that correct?
Both of them very, very good on their feet. Hay with the escape. It's now 2-1. Inside of 35 seconds left in the first period. Hay likes to do a little bit of Greco. You see him?
Yeah. Oh. Nice toss there. Come around the opposite direction. No points. Great flurry right there. Great flurry.
Nice flurry. Hay had the double underhook. He tried the toss, and McCoy re-threw him, hipped right back into him, and almost had the two himself.
Well, you called it. These guys aren't out there just look at that.
And a nice re-throw by Keith McCoy. Hay with the original move, and McCoy with the re-throw.
Hay initiated through McCoy. McCoy landed on his feet, took him right through. First period.
Well, you can see so far why these matches have been so high scoring between these two wrestlers. They are not afraid to mix it up.
And you can also see how they've dominated Illinois. They are both rather exciting so far.
Both of them with three consecutive top three finishes in Illinois. Jacob Hay with a title his sophomore year and a couple of third place finishes. McCoy third his sophomore year, won the state as a junior, and second this year.
He's a three-time state medalist and two-time state champion, and another family from Michigan, the Reeves family, befriended him And Mr. Reed's a father, not a coach, who was coaching his own son here. Also helped to coach Chris.
McCoy wants to go after Hay on his feet. Gives up the escape.
They both look comfortable there, too. Very similar styles.
Another throw-by attempt by McCoy. Now Hay trying to spin behind.
McCoy with a poor shot there, had his head down, dropped to his knees early. Not characteristic of the first period.
And now all of a sudden it's 7-4. Hay's back in this match. First chance Jacob has really had to try working on top, but McCoy scoots the hips out and faces him. It looks like he's got the escape.
Neither wrestler,
very close.
Yeah, neither wrestler seems like they want to be on top very much. They like it up here. You'll see stalemates called more and more as the years go on, just to keep it moving slowly towards international style, which is just to basically pick up the action.
You definitely want to see action, you want to see moves, you want to see scoring. What you see in these matches is that you see low-scoring matches, but it's because the defense has gotten so good. And that's why you see the stalemates called a little more quickly, because they give up the points. It's a lot harder to score those points now because the defense is so good.
And the officials are pretty keen to blocking and countering and tying up an elbow, and they'll break it there and put you back in the middle.
.40 seconds left in the second period. Keith McCoy in the blue singlet.
Both wrestlers taking their time to find that right setup and then exploding with something real nice.
McCoy had the double underhook. Jacob Hay comes out behind and gets the takedown.
Trying to dig into a low leg cradle. He still has it. This guy's trying to favor the head here. He's got his points. You don't want to lose that leg.
The other thing about the matches they wrestled during the season is all three of them were either tied or within a point until the last 15, 20 seconds of the match, and McCoy hit a big move and one going away. Now it's Jacob Hay coming back into the match after trailing big early.
Gee, after 2 periods of action like this, Ron, you say that they can hit that big move, huh?
No question about it, and it's
bet.
an 8-6 match now. We've had 2 action-filled periods, and this third period, I think, is going to be just as action-filled.
I'm a little confused. Is this the same injury? I believe it was just a cut before.
Looks like Jacob may have gotten the wind knocked out of him a little bit.
Mark Garcia from New Mexico. About Labor Day.
Little attention to the bandage on McCoy's face there.
Top priority for everyone involved here is definitely the wrestler's safety at all times.
No question about it. All these guys are going to go on to successful college careers, and no way you want to jeopardize that.
These kids have a lot of time ahead of them.
To put others on their back, and was a runner-up at the state tournament this year with a 27-1 record.
Hay with that cross-face cradle trying to walk it over.
He's got it locked up. He could take him back to near side for points, and that's all he's doing. He knows he may not be able to pin him here, but he's going to try to pick up 3 out of it. It's going to be very difficult to drop that shoulder down unless he steps over, which he's trying to do.
Trying to step over.
If he high legs over here.
Trying to high leg that right leg, but now McCoy was out of it. Now he's got a chance to walk it over
there he
again.
goes. He's corrected his position a little bit.
And there it is.
Look
He's
at
got
this.
him in trouble.
Oh,
and there is a pin. And Jacob Hay, who lost 3 times to Keith McCoy during the season, pins him here in the national finals. McCoy can't believe it. He doesn't think he was pinned.
Well, I hear him repeating that he couldn't move. It may be he's just saying how tight that cradle was.
Hay is very, very tough on top, and I think he knew that if he was going to beat Keith McCoy, that's the way he was going to have to do it.
That's the beauty of this tournament. Hay was down a few points, kept his composure, worked, wound up with a low leg and corrected that for the next 45 seconds right to a fall.
We're here with the 119-pound champion, Jacob Hay. And Jacob, that was a great comeback, down 7-1. What were you thinking at that point?
Well, I knew he beat me 3 times this year, and I knew I just had to keep going and going because he's a tough wrestler. And I didn't have anything to lose. He beat me 3 times, and I just came back and from 7-1 deficit and cradled him, and I got it locked up tight, and he couldn't move, and I just pinned him. They call it pin.
Now, is this the first time you had beaten him?
Well, this will be the 7th time we've wrestled in high school, and he had beat me 3 and I had beaten him 3, but times I beat him, I beat him sophomore year 3 times, and he beat me this year 3 times, including in the state semifinals, and then so this is a really big win for me.
This is the decider. National championship, and your dad is your coach. Mr. Hay, what'd you think about tonight?
I'm just really excited for Jacob. He's worked hard for many years, and I'm just so proud of him, and Keith's a great wrestler too. They're going to be teammates at Illinois next year, so they'll be wrestling a few more times.
Good. Well, he's got one. He owes you one now. Congratulations.
Thanks.